Hey guys, happy Thursday night. This is Eric SideQuest Comics with another 2 Cents Live. Uh, welcome in. I'll give a couple minutes for people to jump in, but yes, we are live tonight, and basically, let's go over the summary of what 2 Cents Live is. So, overview of the show is it's a no fuss, quick review of me giving you guys my 2 cents of two books that I found on New Comic Book Day Wednesday, yesterday. And I tried to basically give you just a quick, what I thought about a new release that I was super excited to read. It was going to be my first book I read. And usually I try to find something older, in the back issues and stuff. So I like to break it up a little bit by just giving you something that's from yesteryear. So that is basically what 2 Cents Live is for you guys that are just joining me for the first time. But how about we go to the chat? I want to say hello to people before we get into what we're covering tonight. Let me jump over to the chat. I want to turn this on so I can see the comments. I don't notice the side comments as much. I'm starting to get used to this one, and you guys can see it probably better too. But we have my friend K Munin jumping in first, saying good evening to everybody. Welcome in. And of course, since he was first, I gave him some gold stars. And then also my buddy Brian LCS is here. Thanks for joining me tonight, Brian. And that's it so far. Hopefully we have some more people popping in, but I want to jump into it because I'd like to keep 2 Cents Live short and quick, not like my typical live streams that I do. I actually kind of took a little bit of a break from them, but I'm going to get back to them soon. So let's go ahead and talk about what I'm looking at tonight. So what I am looking at tonight, and I got my post-it note on the screen so I don't forget to pop this up for everybody. We are looking at two books that I found, a new one and an old one. First off, we're looking at Rook Exodus. This is the newest issue, number 8. And unfortunately, my store sold out of the A cover, so I had to go with the B cover. But you know what? That's okay. It's a connecting cover. I got to decide, do I want to get the previous issue, number 7, connects over here. And I think they're going up to, it says in the back, up to 12. So they're connecting covers from issue 7 to 12. I really wanted to read it, so I didn't care. I just grabbed whatever they had there. And I thought this was, out of the two, this was the cool one. I think the other one was a big face, like one of the masks. So we're looking at that for our new release. And then I found this, guys, for $1 in the dollar bin. It is pretty beat. I mean, you can't tell how beat it is on camera, but this is Marvel Team Up number 19, where Spider-Man teams up with Kazar. This came out in 1973, so it's pretty old. It shows its age. So these are always fun to read. So that's what we're looking at. And what I do when I review these, I look at three things. I look at the story, I look at the art, and then I look overall how the two blend together. And I kind of give a quick 3-tier review. 1 bit, 2 bit, 3 bit, 3 being the highest. And 1, I don't like to be negative, but it's the low end where you could probably buy it for $0.25, if that. So that's how I keep it very simple for you guys. Let's see. I see a question already too. Yes, I know. I since last weekend, I really jumped up, K Munin. You're asking a question. Why does Rook Exodus have Yu-Gi-Oh monsters on the cover? So those are animals. If you don't know anything about Rook, I'm going to explain it a little bit in the review because I don't think there's a lot of people that really know about this book. It's kind of a sleeper one. So let's jump into it, shall we, guys? Let me look at my notes real quick because I try to make notes because I have lots of thoughts on these, and I try to spew them at you guys in 20 minutes or less. Rook Exodus, number 8. So this is by Image Comics. It's part of Ghost Machine Studios, which is Jeff Johns, um, Brad Anderson, and then a bunch of other writers and artists and stuff, creators. And this one is, they just came back from a break. Number 7 was them back after a break because they did a big story arc over the first 6 issues, took a break, and then came back. So I'm super excited to get back into it. And basically a summary of this book, guys. So it's Big Corp, otherwise known as Better World. They colonize this planet and world build Exodus. They're terraforming it, and they put up there a wildlife grid to control the nature. So everything about nature, animals, the plant life, everything is controlled by this machine. And they have these wardens. Here's one right here that have these little helmets that connect them with the wildlife, so they can actually to help control them, type of thing. And it goes so far as that they actually almost meld minds, which is interesting part of the lore of this. But the world engine basically fails. Okay, this is the premise. It fails, and the rich and powerful basically they take off. They take, whatever they could get out of the planet and just abandon it. And they promise the wardens and all the lower workers and stuff that we'll be back. Don't worry, we'll be back. They ain't coming back. So the wardens are basically stuck here on this planet. They're marooned, and they have to basically fight to survive, fight each other, fight the out of control ecosystem that's kind of basically failing. And oddly enough, the animals, because the world engine failed, are starting to mutate. So they're some of them are growing to extreme sizes, like grizzly bears are the size of elephants. So it's an interesting sci-fi where it's very different from the other stuff they're doing. It's outside of Geiger and Red Coat and all those other ones that they've been doing. So that's just a basic summary of this book. Now, the story is the second part of, like I said, the return arc. And Rook and he's joined by other wardens. This is one of his allies, Dire Wolf, and then there's a Caprice, I think is how you say her name. She's a warden of mountain goats, and they unite. They're trying to unite the other wardens of the world, so they can survive that ecosystem that's failing on them. And some of the wardens are kind of like, they're out for themselves type of thing. They don't care about everybody else. And the thing is, they need to repair this world engine if really everybody wants to survive. Because, the planet's going to basically, it was terraformed. It's going to go back to what it was. And the one person that they're looking for to help repair that is a rogue dog warden. And he's believed to go, he's gone insane. Something to do with the connection with the animals, or just, he's been out in the wild too long. And unfortunately, that is Direwolf's father. So his name he goes by Bloodhound in the book. Now they pursue him in this book to a main engine hatch that there's hatches in the planet that go down to the engine. And he ends up following in there, and they follow him, and they come across him, and he's feral. He doesn't recognize them. They have to bring him back. And while they're down there, there's something else down there. There's spiders. All of a sudden they discover there's tons of spiders. And we see, what I like is we get to see new places on Exodus. We see some new animals, some new wardens. It's very, very interesting. Now, that's some of the story. Now, the artwork. Here, let me show you some of the key artwork pages. Like, here's one right here that I really like. Now, I love the look of all the different wardens, and I like seeing, like this page, the animals. A lot of time artists can do one or the other type of thing. They can't do it all. And I think the artists that work on Rook Exodus are very well versed in their art skills. I also like the future tech that they show in the book. Let me see if I can find some future tech in here. Here's a cool page of when they confront Bloodhound there, and look at, he's just savage. Now, yeah, their masks are high tech. That's what connects them to the animals, and some of like their gear and stuff. It's not so high tech that it's unbelievable. It's plausible. It's in the future, right? So, but it's not like, you know, pristine. And I mean, the whole thing, their technology is broken basically. So I kind of like that with the art. And I don't think, basically I thought it's not over futurized. You know, it's what makes it makes sense. Here's another cool artwork. This is where they discover that there's colonies of spiders. Now remember, I said some of these animals are going out of control and they're growing oversized to what we're used to. And it has something to do with the that world engines just kind of, in a way, it's mutating them. And then I got one more page marked. So, like I said, we get to see new wardens, and this was a cool character. I think they debuted him in the previous issue, and I think his name was Stag. It looks like his animal that he's connected to is deer and elk and stuff like that. So you can see him running right there. Now, is he an ally? Is he a foe? It's one of those things that I'm going to get into in the overall, the full package here. Now, the full package of Rook Exodus. I love this world building in this series. Like I said, you get to see new places, new characters. Each issue is like that. We get to see new tech. The story from issue to issue, I think, is great because it's great at pacing, and at the end of each issue, it leaves you at a point where it's like you want to know more, you want to see what happens, and they said it right in the end of this, that same thing, where he's revealing that the character killed his wife or something like that, and there's a little teaser for the next issue. Another thing I like about these books is in the back they usually give you kind of like a little almost Marvel Universe who's who type of thing. They're talking about the planet in this one. They do that with characters a lot too. They talk about a little bit about their background, where they came from, that kind of thing, which I thought was kind of cool. Let's see. And I think one of the things I like about Rook is it's kind of taken over as my favorite Ghost Machine book over Geiger, who just walks around the desert a lot. Red Coat, I gave up on by like 3 or 4 issue. Probably going to go back. But this one, I think just because it's outside of all of those, it's on its own, is one of the things I like. And it's the world building that I really like. It's got me fascinated in learning more about the world. And I think this book, guys, if you aren't reading this, check it out. I know they have a trade at that first arc already. It's kind of a sleeper. I think it's a sleeper, enjoyable, fun book. It's just action adventure, sci-fi type of thing. I really like this book a lot, and I can't recommend it enough. Now, rating on Rook Exodus. Let's see. So I gave this, go surprise, I gave it 3 bits. This is my top rating. This is take my money. As a new issue comes out, I'm going to get it right away. Like this one, for example, they sold out of the A cover. I didn't care. I just wanted a book to read it because I wanted to see where the story continued, what's going on. So yeah, I cannot highly recommend this one enough, guys. That's Rook Exodus number 8. Go check it out. If you just want to jump into the new story arc, you can go back and find number 7 and, pick up the trade for the first 6 issues if you want. So that's Rook Exodus. That's my 2 cents on that one. And I'm going to take a sip and check in with chat real quick. Catch my breath. Let's see. We have some more people jumping in here. We got Christopher Parker. Welcome in. Welcome in. That's his favorite series, he said. And yeah, you know what? This is another good point. I think I had in my notes and I passed over it. I could totally see this series as a toy line. Every Warden is unique with that cool animal aspect, and just the world in general. I think it's just it. I want to see a cartoon of this, a Saturday morning cartoon. I totally could see that. Let's see, and we also got Rich Big Nasty here saying hello to everybody. Welcome in, Rich. And then I do see a lot of people just chit-chatting amongst each other. And hey, this guy snuck in and he's got a blue wrench. Start using it. All Yeah Comics is in. Welcome in, welcome in. And I never took my sip, so let's take my sip. And I took a little bit longer time with that one than I wanted. But let's go to jump to our next book, Marvel Team Up number 19, 1973, featuring Spider-Man and Kazar. I've heard people say it a number of different ways. This was my dollar find of the week. Let me see if I can hold it up. You can see how the spine is pretty beat up, guys. And I mean, when I open this to read it, I have to be careful the cover didn't come off. So yeah, Spider-Man meeting up with Kazar. They're in the Savage Land, as you can see. But basically, let's go over the story of this real quick. So Spider-Man is called to do a favor for frenemy, Dr. Kirk Connors, aka the Lizard. Now he's explaining to him he needs a Spider-Man to do him a favor, track down this former assistant he had that was helping him with a shield experiment where they were developing an extract similar to his lizard extract, but it was for dinosaurs, and they were exploring like cell regeneration and stuff like that. Well, his assistant took off with it, thinking, "Oh, this is the stuff. I'm going to take this and I'm going to rule the world." What he thinks he's just misguided type of thing. So he needs Spider-Man's help. So Spider-Man, of course, with a favor from Shield, falling back to a previous issue, he hitches a ride to the Savage Land where he does hook up with Kazar, and he says, "Kazar, I need help tracking down this Sturgon guy that supposedly went this way, and he's got some stolen property, and we got to stop him." And Kazar is talking about he's heard rumors of somebody new coming in and taking over some of the one of the villages in the book. And basically they track him down. They fight with, they find him, and he's actually transformed into a Dino Man. Let me see if I can find his first appearance. So this is Stegron's, right? Am I saying it? Stegron's first appearance in Marvel Comics. Man, it's a couple pages in there. They fight some. There he is. So there he is. I had it marked. So yeah, he's a dinosaur man. So they ended up fighting with the dinos. They fight with Swamp Men, with Sturgon, and it ends with Sturgon getting away. He's going on and on about how he wants to take over the world. He's going to go to New York and conquer it, and then from there the world. And of course, throughout the battles, Spider-Man, he thinks he's getting away on this ark. He's going to bring a bunch of dinosaurs. That was going to be his army. And he gets away on this floating ark, and I find it's towards the end where Spider-Man is just barely hanging on, and he's hitching a ride. So he's down here swinging off of it. So basically number 20 is part 2. So this is part 1. Let's jump into the artwork. The artwork, this, guys, is classic Gil Kane artwork. I gotta be careful there. Classic Gil Kane artwork. I like the artwork because of his dinosaurs. I thought it was neat to see kind of a classic take on dinosaurs. There's a really cool splash page. I liked how different the bad guys here, the village guys, they kind of look like almost animalistic with their faces, almost barbaric. So yeah, I like it's fun to see the dinosaurs in the sense of what every kid would want, right? What kid doesn't like a dinosaur? And where's that dang splash page? There it is. Look at this splash page of him rallying the dinosaurs to attack. They're basically attacking the village that was helping them. Dick. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, Stegron in a couple of these panels, he did look a little wonky. I don't know if you can see very good. Like anatomy wise, it looks weird. It's almost like he was trying to draw him like a humanoid still, but kind of look like the dinosaur. Like his little crotch and tail thing there looks weird. I still think it's a cool character, but that was kind of the only beef I had with the artwork. Um, you know, it was cool that there's a lot of action in this from panel to panel. It kept it moving, and it was easy to follow. Let's go to my full package on this issue. So this issue, I like these Marvel team ups because usually they jump right into the story. Uh, they don't waste a lot of time, and it's basically it's an adventure with Spider-Man, and you get to see characters you don't normally see. Either they don't have their own series, or they're kind of like B, C characters, whether they're heroes or the villains. It was a cool place that we got introduced to a lot of new characters too. So that's one of the things I like about Marvel Team Up 2-in-1. Those 70s uh, titles were really good at doing that kind of thing. They give you one main character and then introduce a lot of different characters to you. Um, They're usually quick one shots from issue to issue. This one was different though. This was a part one, and there is a part two. Now, I think that's good and bad in a sense that it's good that you want to get number 20 to see where the story continues. Bad that I gotta find it now. I might have it downstairs. I don't know. This was one of the older ones in Marvel Team Up. I might not have it. I don't think I had pretty good runs till into like the 30s. So yeah, that's a bad thing. I'm gonna have to track it down, type of thing. Uh, but they're always cool to to see this book in particular. It's always cool to see the Savage Land. It neat to see the dinosaurs, even though I think it's a little convenient that Spidey just hitches a ride to Savage Land, and he even kind of makes a joke about it was easy getting there, but I'll worry about getting home later. So I still think it's a fun story. It's the cool art. Now the rating on this one, guys, I'm gonna give this a middle road. This is a 2 bits for me. It's fun bucks. I love the action. I liked the basic stop the bad guy from taking over the world type of thing, and the art in it was, and it fed your inner child with the dinosaurs. So I thought it was cool, and it was a really good find for $1. So if you guys aren't reading and checking out Marvel Team Up, or even like I mentioned that uh, 2-in-1 with the Thing, these are a lot of fun books from the 70s. They're, like I said, they're usually just quick stories. They're not super deep, and just a lot of fun. But that's my 2 cents on Marvel Team Up Spider-Man Kazar. And let me check out the chat real quick before we get out of here, because I see that I'm at 23 minutes already. All right. And I appreciate you guys popping in and chit-chatting a little bit. And yes, I did call you out. And yeah, for $1, Spider-Man Kazar is a good deal. It's, like I said, a lot of fun. Cool seeing the dinosaurs and Savage Land and the bad guys and all that stuff. It's just good, clean fun. Good, clean fun. But that's all I got for you guys for this 2 cents live review of these 2 books this week that I found. Rook Exodus, brand new book that just came out yesterday, and an oldie but goodie Marvel Team Up with Spider-Man and Kazar. So something to you guys to digest a little bit. These are just my 2 cents. I'm not saying run out and get them, but maybe it'll help you make a decision about these. I appreciate all the feedback, you guys, and let me get us out of here and turn that off. And thank you guys for joining me for 2 Cents Review Live. This is our 5th show, guys. So I've been doing this for five Thursdays in a row. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you guys like this stuff. I appreciate it. But if you guys haven't done so, please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and comment. What was your favorite book tonight? Was it the new one or was it the old one? Let me know down below in the comments. And while you're at it, you guys, check me out on Instagram. I took a little break this week. October kind of wore me out posting every day, but I do have lots of posts that I'm posting over on Instagram for you guys to enjoy. And if you guys ever need anything or have a question, email me down below, gmail.com. I have links for all this stuff in the show notes. But that's it, guys. That's all I got. So until next time, happy questing out there. And this was 2 Cents Live. We'll talk to you later.